What do you do with your so that isn't normal? We have a kiss monster. Spoiler alert. It's me with a blanket over my head that visits my so every now and gives him loads of kisses before slinking off again into the night. We have never acknowledged that I am in fact the kiss monster. We have a sock monster. It comes and steals solitary socks from my fella. It may or may not be me. We do inverted kissing. Instead of kissing the lips, one of us surprises the other by opening their mouth big and covering the other party's puckered up lips. It's like kissing the void. It feels really freaking uncomfortable and it's hilarious. She always does it to me when I'm expecting a kiss. Bonus points if you can kiss the void for over 5 seconds or have your open mouth over their mouth for a long time. We discovered this when I jokingly opened my mouth during a kiss and she started laughing and going new. We do a different kind of inverted kissing. We pull our lips back over our teeth and mash mouths together awkwardly until one of us starts laughing. We'll open our mouths and put our lips together, then sing a pitch and very slightly raise and lower it together and it creates this weird vibrating dissonance with the notes. My wife usually gets home before I do from work and as soon as I enter she comes to me and we both do a little dance while singing an Bollywood song Mera Pyar Gara. My love has reached home. And then we hug and greet. It's a little thing which has turned into some sort of ritual. We love it. One day I rang the bell. Before she unlocked the door she asks, "What's the password?" I replied in a low tone Mera Pyar Gara in the same tune. She was expecting me to say something clever but she enjoyed the song even more because I have a bad voice. We have a 17-year running game of stealthily pinning a clothespin to the other's clothes. Sometimes, no clothespin for months, and then bam, one in your armpit. I have a bag of small rubber ducks. I started hiding them for her to find. She blamed the kids and the dang things are bloody everywhere now. I have some regrets. Well, I just wrapped her up in a brown blanket, rolled her back and forth in bed and told her shhhhhh be bread. It's okay. Just be bread. Shhhhh. Loaf girlfriend. It's okay to become bread while she cackled and screamed I don't want to be bread. We call this baby burrito. When I wake up early, my husband entices me to get back in bed for baby burrito and sleeps. He'll wrap me up like a burrito, pet my face slowly and say shhhhhhh sleep. Shhhhhh. Anything I say after that gets cut off with sleep. It's surprisingly helpful. We hoot like owls at each other and call each other Hooter as pet names. It started shortly after we got together and neither of us can remember how, but we'll be sitting in silence, each doing our own thing, and one of us will just say hoot into the quiet, and the other replies in kind. It's sort of a doing good, me too, love you thing. Dated a Swede for a few years. When he taught me how to say I love you in Swedish, dig, I remembered how to pronounce it by saying it as jog race car day. For the rest of our relationship whenever we wanted to say love you or would give each other cards etc, we would just say race car. Happy Swedish noises. We invented rock, paper, scissors with kissing. Mouth closed equals rock, mouth open equals paper, tongue sticking out equals scissors. It devolved into doing it randomly so that we could catch each other by surprise and win. Penis drawings. I don't remember who started it but we hide the same penis drawing for the other one to find. She put it in my suitcase when I went away on a hunting trip with my buddies and I had to explain why I had a crudely drawn wang on a sheet of notebook paper packed with my socks. When I returned I hid in the bottom of her underwear drawer and it took her a few months to find it. She then hid it somewhere and I haven't found it yet. That was 5 years ago. She told me I'll find it eventually but I'm afraid of where it might be. I have told her that if she dies before me that she is getting buried with it and I win. I just got this image of you two moving out without ever finding the drawing, and then the next family that moves and discovers it under the carpet or something lol. We touch our butts together every night before bed and do a little wiggle. It's part of our routine now and must be done for optimal sleeping. We do that too. The wiggle must always be returned. Maybe this isn't that abnormal but my husband and I match our snacks to whatever we are watching. Napoleon Dynamite, better have the tots. Finding Nemo, probably getting sushi, etc. Sick bastard eating sushi while watching Finding Nemo. Haha. While we're in the shower he'll cover his body with soap, wrap his arms around me, and then go up and down really fast so he's rubbing the soap all over me and cleaning me off. We call this cowl wash cause it's like a car wash for me, but my nickname is Carl and he's washing me off Please tell me you sing the car wash song. We sneak up on each other and bite each other on the neck to assert dominance. We use the dominance to win trivial arguments like who do our animals love more. Alright, this will take some explaining, but me and my husband have a game we call Business. I can't fully remember how it came about, but the goal is to fully and completely clasp the other person's right hand in yours and shake it twice while repeating business. If the other person can get their hand free or shout business at the same time, it's a failed attempt. We don't keep score, but the last person who got in a successful handshake is the winner until they are dethroned. So what started as a little inside joke has spiraled into a full competition with such notable wins as at my uncle's funeral, while reaching for an offered water bottle, we live in the desert and in the middle of any and all arguments. It's gotten so bad that any time either of us try to hold hands we both have a momentary standoff to make sure it's not a ploy. We have a mating dance that has gotten increasingly elaborate in the decade we have been together. Example moves: slapping one's own butt, moving one's arms like a choo-choo train, one-handed clapping. Some of the moves go out of fashion year to year, but we have a significant repertoire. Now you two just need to record your own custom version of the cha-cha slide, or whatever it's called. To the right now, to the left, slap your butt now, y'all. Sometimes he puts his mouth over my nose and blows, causing me to make a horrific, monstrous sound of air coming through my nasals and out of my mouth. We call this the exorcism. It's gross and weird, but I love that we can be gross and weird together. My boyfriend did this to me once and I was horrified. I did it back but blew so hard it popped his ears. We have now brought the level down to just gently putting our mouths over the other person's nose without air. We have the wick rule. If one of us says, "Would you kindly blah blah blah," the other one must, no matter what, do that thing. There is zero negotiation. It's mostly whipped out for benign stuff, sometimes for very silly stuff, but occasionally used in serious situations. It's equal parts silly, fake outage, and a deep, committed trust. It only works because we trust each other not to abuse wick or use it for evil. We puff out our bellies and make them touch so that the babies can talk to each other. I'm not pregnant and he's definitely not pregnant. We love the feel of our skin touching, like his chest on mine, skin on skin. Once while walking a hiking bike trail we were discussing it and being silly like we decided to pull our shirts up and like rub our bellies against each other. That exact moment a man came around the corner on his bike to see two weirdos in the woods with their shirts raised and their bellies touching. LOL, we still laugh about that awkward moment. I doubt many other couples non-sexually rub bellies. I seriously thought you were my husband till I read your username. Haha, we do that all the time. I love the way his skin feels against mine. Me and my girlfriend have started using very random and increasing complex pet names when we answer a phone call from one another. It's so often now that sometimes I'll forget and in public loudly answer with "Hello my Persian tropical ice cream sweetie watermelon minx," or something to that effect. It changes every time. Me and mine do this too. Just hung up the phone after calling him my little al pastor Quito prince. Armpit trust. It's the number one rule that cannot be violated, no matter how tempting it might be. You can't poke the other's armpit. While I understand the desire for armpit trust, I would give it up in a second for the joy that comes from poking armpits. We've been married for 32 years. We're both professionals in career with kids no longer at home. Yet for our entire marriage, whenever one of us travels we do something special for the one traveling. My wife's method is to sneak into my luggage and leave little love notes and comments and requests for a hot call on colored cards. I'm talking I'll pull on a dress shirt and discover a little card in the pocket that says, "Call me at 11 o'clock my time, hot stuff." The people at my work where I travel to the same location now laugh when I reach into a coat pocket, pull one out and read it. Or they see the collection in the pocket of my backpack. I travel 12 times a year, so this is some work. My approach is a little different. I write one very romantic or passionate letter or story or poem. Or I sketch something I found beautiful and add a small note. She has saved them over the years, so not only one per time she travels but Mother's Day or birthday, or sometimes random desire to let her know I love her. It's now a small book. Also, we always end the day in a call together. Even if I'm in Mumbai and one of us has to stay up until 1 AM or get up at 4 AM. We always tell each other we love them and good night. She still tells me the most romantic thing ever was one time I typed 2 pages of reasons why I loved her, then cut them up into tiny pink strips, numbered of course, and then went through all of her personal stuff and hide them in places only she would find them. Like one inside a pocket in every jacket, one inside her thick and thin gloves, one per drawer in her dresser, one in her makeup kit suitcase, and so on. It took her more than 7 months to find them all. She said it made her day to find one 4 months on. Just stumble across it. I did get this from the author of a book called 101 Passionate Nights, so I can't take credit for the idea. But it was a total surprise to her. Those 2 pages of taped together comments are also in her book of love notes. Yes, she tells me I'm more romantic and mushy than she is. You have set the standard high. As an interracial couple, the wifey and I like to play a little game called You People. When we're out in public and engage in conversation, one of us will spontaneously and loudly ask the other, "What do you mean you people?" to which the other must respond as sincerely as possible, "Well, you know," and then fill in the blank with a rando factoid about them, like, people who sleep with socks on. You win points when you turn heads, extra points if a bystander laughs. We harvest each other's goosebumps. When one of us gets goosebumps on our skin, the other will run their hands up and down on their skin collecting them. I must say, out of all things I did not expect that. We don't know where the other one is most of the time. When we go out separately to each friend's parties we send a code text to check in. He sends Marco and I answer Polo. We actually started that when our friends insisted we had to keep track of each other due to the wave of violence and crime in our country. My husband and I do this in grocery stores, Walmart, anything big enough to lose one another, but we don't text it, we scream it. When me and my ex would get into dumb arguments, debates, we used to send it to counsel to be reviewed. There was no counsel. There would be no review. It was basically our way of shelving an argument that would never have a winner. Every now and then we'd ask each other if we've gotten an update from counsel on what the judgment was. Mayo. This is actually my favorite one so far. I would suggest it in my own house, but I sort of believe these things have to develop organically. Thank you for this gift though. We talk to each other sometimes in different voices and characters we collected over the years to make the other laugh, annoyed, uncomfortable, etc. and just frick with. So I often do speak with various accents while she pitches her voice super high and we keep going till one of us gives up. When one of us snaps at the other, the one who was snapped at goes, "You snapped. I'm calling the bureau," and will pretend to be a raccoon from the Federal Bureau of Raccoons and ask for the person's name and why they snapped. The punishment is usually to give 10 cuddles to the person who was snapped at. It makes us realize that we sometimes snap over stupid crap, but also the extra affection is super nice. Cuddle or hold hands while fighting. It reminds us that we're not fighting against each other, we need to understand each other and work through the issue. I love it, but I'm too stubborn to try this. I run out of the bathroom after brushing my teeth in the morning yelling fresh mouth, and he gets so excited and puckers up for a kiss. Every time 3. So cute. Sometimes when we're kissing, we'll catch each other off guard by blowing a puff of air into their mouth to inflate their cheeks. Same, or when my boyfriend comes in for a kiss, at the last second I'll stick my tongue out and he ends up kissing my tongue. He hates it so much every time, but still laughs and then will try to do it to me, but I know better. We stand like 3 feet away from each other and make Street Fighter idle animations at each other for minutes on end. Boy, do I have a Black Mirror episode for you. He absolutely must touch my butt at least once every time we go to Walmart. I can't even remember how this started, but it's totally freaking weird if we forget. And $4. A dollar bill had fallen out of one of our pockets in the washer and consequently fell down into the crack between the machines when I was transferring the clothes to the dryer. We both ignored it for like a year because we were too lazy to use a broom or whatever to fish it out, and then one of us finally acknowledged it to the other. We decided to leave it there as a symbol of our wealth. We've never been down to our last dollar. It now has a quarter for a friend. As a symbol of our wealth, priceless. I thought it was not normal shine a flashlight through my boyfriend's stretched ball skin. Needless to say, light really shines through ball skin. Guess what I feel the need to try tonight, hahaha. We sometimes will randomly talk to each other in different accents. Mostly Scottish. We are Canadian. I also make weird faces at him and he laughs. It feels good to be silly and weird around him and him not making me feel stupid about it. A specific loud screechy noise as a greeting to each other. I started it and I'd done it to other people for a while before we got together, but he was the first person to do it back. Now it's just how we answer the phone or say hi when we walk into the room. But he was the first person to do it back. It's how you know you've found the one. I suck my girlfriend's chin like it's a dong and she despises it. I tried this a couple of times and she got legitimately mad about it, so I haven't tried it again. We make up very elaborate stories about our cat's lives. Where's Big Cat? Oh, she's in Taipei today consulting with the Ukrainian ambassador about the current standing of the silver industry. She'll be back later though because tomorrow she's chartering to Mars at 0600. I need to see this cat. We have online dates. Which doesn't sound too strange, but let me explain. It's a LDR, so it's hard to go on dates when we are apart. So instead, every now and again, we get pizza, have some wine and we'll sit and eat and talk all with cameras on and pretend we are in a restaurant. Like actually talk about our own rooms like it's a restaurant. Then we either watch a movie together and talk about it, or just get caught up with drinking and chatting, or we will play some sort of game together. Occasionally, sex stuff happens too, but usually on the date nights we just like our date time and being together, or as close to that as we can get. Our friends think it's weird that we do that. So I guess it's a good thing to put here. I don't think it's weird though. I just wanna spend time with someone I love when he's in a different country. Seems like a healthy way to maintain communication. Nothing weird about that. At least once a day, one of us will lean in for a quick kiss and instead, I will stick my tongue out at him. He licks me back every time. We have phrases for specific situations. If you suspect your partner is a shapeshifter or being inhabited by an evil demon or possessed by a witch, we ask them, what kind of knees do you have? The correct answer is bird knees. If either one of us becomes a ghost, we let out a little roar if we are present in the room with you. If you cannot find someone in a crowd or worried you can't find the person, just let out a cackle. Big powerful bird noise. We have way more, but these are the immediate 3 that jump out. I used to do the cackle in stores with family. I forget what the exact noise was, but man, those were some good times. Now we just yell Marco Polo. We call each other penis or neeps. We've been together for 10 years and after using the word penis so often it is no longer just the name of the sexual organ but a term of endearment. Neeps for when we're with company or out in public. Though, sometimes I forget and call him penis and get some strange looks. Whenever he sneezes, I shout as aggressively as I can, "Shut up," to which he responds even louder, "You shut up." This is everywhere. At home, in public, it doesn't matter. It's gotten to the point where I consciously have to stop myself from shouting at anyone else who sneezes. My so and I do something similar. Every time one of us sneezes the other says shhhhh really loud. I think it's hilarious. Getting smushed. I literally make my boyfriend lay on top of me completely, pretty much face to face. The pressure comforts me and I'm warm and he's still touching me without getting too hot. Look into weighted blankets. I have a 15-pound one that I absolutely must sleep with every night. Very comforting. We have 2 dogs. My so and I pretend we are the dogs and have full conversations as them, even when we aren't around them. My husband and I do this, too. Entire conversations, using the voices that we've cultivated for them over the years. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.